Live from New York, it's the Ed Sullivan Show.
All-round show. We have a very big show lineup here. We have a big show for you tonight. Will Jordan was the first impressionist who ever did an impression of me.
Further, I want to tell you about our sensational lineup for next week's really big shoot.
It's a really big show.
Shoe, not show.
And we're all gonna go.
Goo, not
Well, shoe or show or goo or go. We really, really, really got a big one tonight.
The date is December 25th, 1999. The subjects are Benson and Rosalind Skoff. Jared, what's it like spending time at Grandma and Grandpa's house?
It's fun. We eat, we play, and well, they're fun while they're awake. But when they're asleep, there's not much to do.
And do you think that they sleep a lot?
Mostly.
Well, but they have fun too while they're awake.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the case, ladies and gentlemen. That's the case, the documentary we're about to begin. Life in 1999 with Rabbi and Mrs. Benson and Rosalind Skoff. So, Jared, is this what you meant?
Yeah. Mostly. Yeah.
So these are the subjects of our study. Now, Mrs. Skoff, Mrs. Skoff, we're going to ask you a few questions, and you have to answer the way you think your husband will answer when he wakes up. Okay, Jared, the first question, please.
Mrs. Skoff, what is your husband's favorite Jewish holiday?
That's a hard one. He likes holidays.
Time's up. What's the answer?
Rosh Hashanah.
Okay, the answer is Rosh Hashanah.
I spelled.
Well, Mom's doing that. Your mom's doing that.
I know.
Okay, Jared, next question.
Mrs. Skoff, what would your husband say if you woke him up one morning and said, "Honey, we have to clean up the house"? Hey, you
No,
came up
I'm
with it.
gonna repeat the question for the benefit of our studio audience. Mrs. Skoff, what would your husband say?
If you woke him up,
Dad, go back to sleep.
go back to sleep.
Dad, Mom, what would your husband say if you woke him up one morning and said to him, "Honey, we have to clean up the house today"? What would be the reaction?
Answer.
The answer is he'd say you're crazy.
Okay, that's the answer.
Clean up the house yourself.
All right. Okay, now we're moving. Jared, ask her the third question. Mom's doing that. Don't worry. Ask question number 3, Jared.
Oh, God.
Okay, Jared, third question.
Stop. What is your husband's favorite Jewish food?
What is your husband's favorite Jewish food? What would you say he would say?
Corned beef.
All right, corned beef. Okay. And what's the fourth question, Jared?
Mrs. Skoff, where were you and your husband married?
Where were you and your husband married? You look at me like I'm some sort of...
What do you mean?
Where?
Cincinnati?
Yeah, what institution? Do you have a name?
In a nightclub.
You were married in a nightclub?
In some kind of hall. I can't remember what.
Oh, well, you have to remember. Ask her the next question, MC.
Mrs. Skoff, what are your husband's greatest qualities?
What are your husband's greatest qualities?
Good nature.
Good nature. Okay. You want to mention any others? Or is that it?
Good nature. nature. He laughs all the time, no matter what it is.
This is what he said he'd say about himself.
I don't know.
But you think his good nature and his ability to
Is
laugh.
there anything else?
Okay. Is that the last question? Is that the last question?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. And now we're going to wake up our partner. Dad? Dad?
Yes.
Stand up. I mean, sit up. Sit up.
What?
Are you with us?
I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm not against you.
Okay, good. Now, we've just played the Newlywed Game with your lovely bride of these many years, Rosalind Cohen Skoff. We've asked her 5 questions. And we're going to ask you the same 5 questions and see whether you've matched up the same answers as her. The first question we asked her was, Dad?
Are you up?
Dad, are you with us?
I'm with you.
Okay.
Was Mrs. Skoff, what is your husband's favorite Jewish holiday?
We definitely have him at a disadvantage since he's only hearing the first 2 words of every question. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Okay. All right. Now, the question was, we asked your bride, Mrs. Skoff. Do you know Mrs. Skoff is your bride? We said, Mrs. Skoff, what is your husband's favorite Jewish holiday? What do you say is your favorite Jewish holiday? She said an answer. What do you think she said about you? What is your favorite Jewish holiday? Dad, what do you think your favorite Jewish holiday is?
They're all nice. They're all holidays.
Which is what she said, but what did she say was your favorite? This was a tough one. Don't cheat. What is it? Guess?
Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh Hashanah is correct! I can't believe it! Unbelievable! Okay, you're on the board for the microwave oven, which is the gift, if you get all the answers right. Okay, now, the next question, oh, he's up now. He's up. He's got the look of a winner. Okay, what's the second question we asked Mrs. Skoff, MC?
Mrs. Skoff, what would your husband say if you woke him up one morning and said, honey, we have to clean up the house today?
Okay, the question, yes, a similar reaction from Mrs. Skoff. The question is, if she woke you up one morning and said, honey, well, right away you'd think she was talking to somebody else. But if she turned to you one day and said to you in the morning, woke you up and said, honey, we have to clean out the house today, what would be your first words in response?
You're crazy.
It's correct! It's correct! Unbelievable!
Yeah, you got these right.
Both of them on.
Unbelievable! All right. Third question. Read it, MC. Go ahead.
Mrs. Skoff, what are your husband's greatest qualities?
Oh, wait, the question was to your bride, Mrs. Skoff, what would you say is your husband's greatest quality or qualities? What did she say about you is your favorite, is your greatest quality?
My modesty.
You tell him. You have to tell him.
Good name.
No, Mom, you have to tell him. What did you say?
Good-natured and laughing.
Okay, she said your greatest quality was your good nature and you laugh a lot. Okay.
You're skipping around.
It's all right. Was that not the next question?
No.
Okay. Next question. Okay, now the food one.
Yeah.
I just got Mom.
Don't worry. Ask him the next question. Mrs. Skoff.
Mrs. Skoff, what is your husband's favorite Jewish food?
What did she think you would say is your favorite Jewish food? You only have one more question after this one to stay awake for, so please bear with us.
Favorite Jewish food? Latkes.
What did she say? Wait a minute, you have to tell him.
Corned beef.
Corned beef.
What did Grandpa say?
I think they're both very much alike. Let's give it to him. Let's give it to him. Latkes, corned beef, it's about the same thing. All right. Next question and the last question for this round. Okay, what's the last question?
Mrs. Skoff, were you and your husband married?
Okay, where were you and your husband married? Do you remember the name of the place?
Cincinnati.
Yeah, well, that's correct. And what was the name of the hall?
Well, you gave that away now.
Wait. What's the name of the hall?
Some kind of, I don't remember.
That's exactly what she said. You match. Another match. Okay.
Only one thing wrong.
All right, so they got 4 out of 5 right.
No.
And thank you for participating. And we'll tally up the scores.
What's the prize?
The prize is two high holiday tickets at Park Synagogue in the year 2000. I don't know if I can promise you my service, but you'll be in the building. Okay. Okay, so Mom, during this break in the game, I'm going to say something to you, and I want you to tell me the first thing you think of when you hear this word. Okay?
Okay.
The first reaction you have when you hear this word, the first word that comes to your mind, okay?
All right.
Hot fudge sundae.
The first word that comes to my mind is I want to eat it.
You want to eat, okay? Cincinnati.
Home.
Bill Clinton.
That's a hard one.
Bob Gibson.
I always think of the rats. Didn't the rats pull the covers over them?
Right. Well, bit his ear. Your mom. Jared Skoff.
Happy.
Molly Skoff.
Action.
What's the secret for a good marriage?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. A sense of humor, if you can do it. I was not good at that.
Wow.
What's the secret for raising kids?
Nothing.
I don't think I did that good a job.
What, are you kidding?
So, Mom, Dad seems to be helping out much more now, you know,
Well,
since
he
you got
does.
hurt, ill, you know, these past years.
I'm not ill. It's just that I am ill. Somebody want to get the phone?
But he seems to take more of an active role
He has
helping
to,
out.
or he won't eat.
Right.
That's very important to him.
Uh-huh. But he seems to he cooks more, he cleans up more
Food
quickly.
is a big part of his life. You don't
know.
realize that. Who is it? Answer the phone, Jared. Go on.
Wonderful.
Hanging on the wall.
Oh. All right, now we're going to talk to Rabbi Skoff, and now he is going to tell us the answers to certain questions the way that he thinks his wife will answer them. And now we'll have the first question. Go ahead, MC.
Rabbi Scott, what is your wife's favorite color?
What is your wife's favorite color, Rabbi? Since everybody in the family knows it, you're going to get nailed if you don't get this one right.
Favorite.
Jared knows the favorite color. Everybody knows the favorite color. We're not telling you. Oh, you are in big trouble.
I don't know whether she has a favorite.
Oh, no, there's most definitely a favorite color.
Yes.
Since it's just the men
All
here,
over this
we're a little bit more sympathetic to your plight.
It's all
But-
over this room.
Shh. Jared? Do you know her favorite color? Guess her favorite color then.
Yellow.
Put it down. We got to put it down. It's yellow. Okay, next question. You may want to find a new address. Next question. Read the next question.
Rabbi Scott,
Black.
what is your
White.
Stop your cheating, Rabbi.
wife's favorite Jewish food?
What is your wife's favorite Jewish food? This is what she'll say.
Spinach borscht.
Spinach borscht. He's got a chance with that one. Okay, next question.
Last one.
No. 2 more questions. Go ahead.
Who is your wife's favorite child?
Who is your wife's favorite child?
Me.
Okay, we'll accept that answer.
No,
We'll accept the answer.
Again, who is your wife's favorite husband? After all,
Me.
Okay, good. Ask the last question on the page now.
if your wife was stranded on a desert island, what would be the first 2 things she would take from the island?
No, to have on the island. If your wife...
Take on the island.
If your wife is stranded on a desert island, what would be the first 2 things she would take to that island?
In case she was going to be stranded on a desert island, what would she want to have, right? Well, Marilyn to cut her hair.
Yeah.
And potato soup.
She likes potato soup? She likes potato soup?
Right.
Does she really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now we're going to get you 2 lovebirds together and see how you did. We now want to compare the answers. The first question that was asked Rabbi Skoff. Go ahead, Jared, read the question.
Rabbi Skoff, what is your wife's favorite color?
Now, what did Dad say is your favorite color? What is your favorite color?
Red.
And what do you think Dad said?
Yellow.
Yellow.
Really?
She doesn't have a favorite.
Oh.
Look around the house.
Okay.
Why'd you decorate this way?
All right. All right.
Look at that clock!
Not to mention Tamila's wedding. But let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Curtains! Curtains!
All right. Jared, read the next question.
That's funny.
Rabbi Skoff, what is your wife's favorite Jewish food?
Okay, what did he say was your favorite Jewish food?
I don't even know.
I know. Think about it.
I know.
Jewish food or food?
Jewish food.
Would borscht be?
Yes, you win. You got it. Spinach borscht. Very good, Dad. You redeemed yourself partly. I don't think anything could fully redeem. Okay, next question.
Who is your wife's favorite child?
That's what he...
Now, we're not going to let you answer that question. He said me. He said him. He said Rabbi Skoff is your favorite child. We're going to go with that one because it's not a fair question. Okay, last question.
If your wife was stranded on a desert island, what would be the first 2 things she would take to the island?
So what would be the first 2 things you would take to the island if you were stranded?
Take to the island. I haven't. What I would take.
How much time?
You got time to think about it. This is a tough one. We didn't define it. 2 things you'd want to take on a desert island. Stranded on a desert island.
Bananas.
Okay, and?
Bread.
Okay, you in no way resemble the woman he is talking about. The answers are, Jared, do you remember?
Of who?
If you were going to be stranded on a desert island, he said you would leave.
Potato soup.
Potato soup.
Something else.
And Marilyn to cut your hair. All right. Well, you do win a sensational new prize.
I pick it this time.
What's that?
I pick it.
So, Mom, how do you think Dad did? That color thing, that'll haunt him.
There.
Yellow. Yellow is such a sick color.
But I think the borscht was pretty impressive.
The board.
You always have the reputation in our family as one who can pretty much show emotion pretty quickly. Meaning cry. Why do you think that is? Huh? Is that good quality?
I'm not sure.
Why are you crying now?
I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't take much.
Right. What are you making now?
Oh, trying to get a dish to put my pancake on.
You gonna eat some?
I'll eat that one. Nobody else wants to.
Are you crying because of the pancake?
No. Did Jared really like it, or he just...
Oh, he ate the whole thing.
Would he want another one?
You'd have to ask him.
Where is he?
He's in the other room. I don't think he wants any more.
Jared?
So we're having decal today?
Yeah. I'm going down to put it in.
You
Is
right?
that okay?
You want to go to Rich and Charlie's for lunch?
No. Yeah, well,
We're kind of look. We like Rich and Charlie's.
we'll go tomorrow.
Okay. What do you think the greatest changes of the last 100 years have been?
Technology, internet. But people's nature is the same.
Which is what?
Whatever we think of human nature, it hasn't changed.
What do you think of human nature?
The animal in us, the godlike things too. These things are not going to change.
Do you think people are essentially good or essentially bad or could go either way?
I think they could go either way. But I think they're essentially good.
Uh-huh. What do you base that on?
Well, you see, all things are so different now than they were at the turn of the last millennium. But the people are still the same. People are same greed, same workaholic, the same. There were those kind of people then. It was a different kind of life, but those same, how would you call it, characteristics or nature, I don't know. But the people are pretty much the same. Different relationships, absolutely. In those days, families lived in the same house. You could have 3-4 generations in one house. Now your relatives are all over. You've become more isolated in your relationships. I don't know, and I'm sure the internet doesn't help. You do it all alone, right?
Well, more or less. You're more involved in it, right?
I don't know. It's a lot to talk about. I'm not sure, but of course it's going to be able to do miraculous things. I'm not trying to knock progress.
What do you think you would have been if you weren't a teacher?
What would I have been? I have no idea. I didn't want to be a teacher. I was just sure that I could always get a job. That's why I went into it. First I started business, but I figured I'd better have something that I could do at all times. So I figured I'd better switch to teaching. The last 2 years I've switched. Okay, honey.
Are you more optimistic or pessimistic?
I am a pessimist by nature. Very terribly pessimistic.
Card carrying? You a card-carrying pessimist?
I don't know what I am, but my nose is bleeding.
Does that relate to the pessimism question?
I have to get some tissue.
Okay. Jared?
Oh,
Hi. I understand that you've been doing some more thinking on our subject. What do you say now?
I said, no, they don't really sleep all the time.
Oh.
They're
So-
like vampires. They sleep all day. They're awake all night. And plus, kind of like, they don't suck our blood.
Okay. So let's... we're just letting you get one more chance about the not knowing your wife's favorite color. Is there anything you want to... Any comment you want to make, or are you still holding to the story she doesn't have one?
I don't think she's tied to any particular favorite color.
This is like Nixon
And
going
I'm not-
down to the end with the same story.
I'm not sure that she was the one who by herself chose the color for the family room.
Oh. Let's get back to our interview. How do they feel about food in this house?
This family feels a lot about food. They eat a lot, and food's God to us.
Food is God to us.
Food's God.
And there's not much we can add to that.
No.
Thank you very much.
Yvonne.
He lives right near Zabo's.
Who does, Ari? So, Mom,
So
who
right across the street.
was the disciplinarian in this family when you were raising your kids?
No, there was none. I was, and that wasn't good enough.
Why? How were you the disciplinarian?
I'd say they should clean off the table, and he'd say, do you have homework? Is that a way?
You know, Mom,
Yeah.
we're spending all of our interviewing time with you, and you're presenting a very slanted view.
Well, talk to him. Look what a beautiful outfit she has. Beautiful. I'm so hungry.
How would you discipline the children?
I don't know that. They never had any discipline.
Well, but you said you were in charge of it.
I did the best I could.
Yeah. Tell me about...
I never did any discipline. I don't know.
No, tell me about Avi remembers you walking around with a belt around your neck. Would that be a correct statement?
That would be a correct statement. Because he was so afraid of getting hit.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, you weren't, none of the other kids were, but he was always afraid he was going to get hurt.
So you would walk around carrying the belt around your neck?
Yeah.
Kind of worked with him, huh?
Not with him, it did. I mean, he was afraid of being hit.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I ever really hit him, but, you know, just the fear of it. Even my hands went down a little.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, we've decided to...
And England was just as hard as getting into the ballpark.
So how did you find... why did you have to find Avi in England?
That I don't remember. Maybe he knows.
There was a reason.
There
I
was
don't
some
remember
reason.
Why was he in England?
He was on his way home from Israel. He spent a year in Israel.
His junior year or something
I
in
guess.
college?
Yeah.
I think we just felt like talking to him.
No,
Did you find out anything about law school or graduate school? Was that happening?
I really don't remember.
But you had to tell him.
But I had to find him. You know, at the moment you think it's, they have to do it, but I don't.
So how'd you get him?
You call hotel after hotel. You know how many hotels there are in
London?
London?
And you kept asking for the last name, Skoff?
Mm-hmm.
You kept asking who had eaten out the restaurant that evening?
I don't remember. I bet he would know why I called him.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Okay. And what's the other story?
finding you at the ballpark.
They were mean, but they weren't mean to me.
Who were they
I
mean?
saw that I said, listen, he needs this jacket.
How cold was it?
And it turned, well, by today's standards, maybe it wasn't that cold, but, he used to get asthma if he got a cold.
Of course, I was 20, so I wasn't exactly
You weren't
No, how old are you?
an asthma age.
suffering from that then.
Well, I was at least a teenager. Late teens.
He was a good boy.
What did I say?
Who were you with? You were with someone,
I'm not sure.
a friend, I think.
Yeah. So the story was what? What exactly?
I had to find you in the ballpark, that's all I knew.
And I was at the game. I was in very good seats, very close to the field.
Really? I don't remember.
And you had no ticket,
No ticket.
and you had a coat.
That's right.
Right. And how were you in the neighborhood at that moment?
Tamima drove me down to the ballpark.
Uh-huh.
Try to get in without a ticket.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not done too often, too successfully. So how did you do it?
I don't know. When you saw me, what did you think?
I couldn't believe it.
But I hear you were really cold.
Deep down, I think I was cold at that moment. So, you just talked to the guy at the front gate and he let you in?
But that's not it.
There are
You had
other
to
people.
pass man after man after man.
Yeah, you have to show your way in.
Right.
You have to show the ticket in 5 different places.
Exactly.
Well, but you didn't have a ticket, so what did you do?
I talked my way through it.
Boy, we'll know how to get in without a ticket in the future. Just say you got that. You're
So he handed me the ticket. You went to you handed me the coat. You went to the next
I
row and you
went right
sat
out.
down and you watched the rest of the game, right? No.
I went right out.
What was the third story?
Coming to California by herself with an entire turkey meal with the side dishes.
Wait a minute. She came by herself?
That's the story.
I remember you came on the plane and you
Oh,
said,
right.
"Look, my mother brought a turkey for us." You
Right.
were telling the
You
girls.
carried it on?
They love you.
Right. That's all right.
I thought that was pretty heroic.
So, while we were there in Tel Aviv, one day I called Menachem Begin on the telephone,
Uh-huh.
and I said, "I'm here from the United States, and could I come over and talk to him?" So he said, "Okay."
What was his position at the time?
He was head of the party on the outside.
The opposition. The
He
opposition.
was leader of the opposition. I think at that time they were. I forget what they were calling. Beirut, I don't
Not
remember.
Likud?
No, it wasn't Likud yet. It was before there was a Likud. Anyhow, so he said fine. So we went over there, Avi and I, and he was very nice fellow, Menachem Begin. And he sat us down, and he was talking. He told us his whole outlook, and I mean, he took time. We spent an hour there in his apartment, in his house in Tel Aviv. It was very, very nice. And I remember I said that he was in the opposition. He hadn't been in power yet. But I said to him, in the United States, we believe very strongly in the two-party system. And in Israel, it's been one party from the beginning. It's been the Labor Party. They've been running the show. And they simply think, it's as if they own the government. It's only them. And I said, you have to build up the two-party system. So, and I said that you're the man, your party has to do it. He couldn't enjoy anything more than that.
Right.
See, so, and that was very fun. Then he said also, I remember he was talking about, Ever Ayarden.
Uh-huh.
So he said, if we don't have claim to Ever Ayarden, we don't have claim to Tel Aviv either. You see, that was his attitude. But he said, I've never said that we should go out and take it. So people who want to defeat me, politically, they always bring up and give Menachem Begin. He'll go over and he'll try to conquer the land, So people scare everybody, and they're afraid to vote for him. But we never said that. I'm just saying that if we claim Tel Aviv, we have a claim to Avery Yarden also. We owned Avery Yarden in the old days.
Right. What was it like when we owned that land, Dan?
Well, I'll tell you at another time. I'll tell you how it was.
Did you talk in Hebrew?
Did he? No, he's talking to us in English.
Does he speak good? Did he speak a good English?
I think he spoke a good Hebrew.
He speaks
English. A good English too. You heard him speak. In Menachem Begin, wonderful. And then his daughter came. He had a daughter. Of course, Avi was 14 years old, and this daughter was 6. I think she was about 16 years old. So she was too old. She was also rather tall. So it was no shulem. But and then to finish, I gave Avi a camera. And I shook hands with Menachem Begin.
Oh, I remember that picture. There's a picture of you and Avi and Menachem Begin.
Right. And, no, not Avi. Avi took the picture.
Oh, okay.
It was just Menachem Begin and Avi took. So I think I had a necktie on. He didn't have a necktie on. He was just in short sleeves. Right. But he had no necktie. Neckties are not common, It's not the custom of it.
When he took power and he asked you to be a cabinet member, what got in the way of you accepting that appointment?
Well, I did tell him when he comes to the United States, you should call me, but he didn't really. Of course, I'm in St. Louis. I can't expect him to call me from New York.
I have a question for both of you. Where was the most, you think, memorable time, or what was the most memorable time, Mom, when either you or Dad fell asleep somewhere?
I think.
Can you think of the most memorable time?
I know.
Took a picture
Yesterday.
of I was sleeping on the chair and he was sleeping somewhere. It's a fine picture.
But any public moment?
I know.
He fell asleep at the head table at a dinner.
Okay, what dinner was that?
She'll tell you because she was awake.
Okay.
The men sat at the head table. Bora was next to him.
Mm-hmm.
I had invited Dr. Eisenberg. He was an outstanding Jewish educator, and he came to speak under the auspices of some educational event that we had here in town. I invited him because it was my job to bring the person. So and I knew him. I used to work for him in a camp.
Right.
So I invited him, and he was the speaker, and I was on the platform with a few other people. So go ahead, now you can continue.
The wives sat below the riser,
Right.
on the floor.
Because they're not equal to their husbands. Is that right? Okay.
So
Right.
I was at the first table, in front of the
Platform.
platform
Yeah.
with other wives, whatever. And the man's talking and I see Dad falling asleep. So, and poor Rabbi Boro, who was sitting next to him, he looks at him. He looks at Dad and he sees that he's sleeping. Dad starts snoring too, if he's not careful. So Bora, he didn't know what to do. That was the problem. He didn't know what he do. Well, why didn't he
Was in trouble.
Did he look to you for advice?
No, he didn't look to me at all, but I was looking to him
Right.
to punch him.
So what did he do? He let him go.
He let him go.
And he snored
I don't know what he did.
in the middle of the tape.
I guess I wasn't snoring or you would have heard it.
So Eisenberg didn't make many more trips here.
No, he didn't.
Uh-huh.
It's embarrassing.
What would you say your nighttime hours are like, Mom?
Oh, heavens. Nightmare.
What are they like?
I don't go upstairs sometime till 3 o'clock. I saw a good one last night. Last night was a mystery. My stomach, I was so scared. My stomach was all tied up in knots.
That Where?
So then,
It's about a family who owned a pharmaceutical business.
Eden?
Oh, I
And
was
they
sleeping.
killed the father, Jewish
They
man.
killed the father.
Yes, somebody killed one of the family. The family owned the pharmaceuticals. And so now they wanted to take the company public because all these cousins owed a lot of money to different kinds of people.
Right.
And the daughter, Audrey Hepburn, started learning more and more about it, how her father started it and all that. And
so Mom, tell Jared about doing mitzvahs.
yeah, we saved that for you. Nobody's eating it.
Tell Jared about doing mitzvahs. What should he do?
He goes to school. They teach him how to do mitzvahs, right?
Yeah, give tzedakah and everything.
Besides tzedakah. What other mitzvah? Be nice to your sister. Be nice to your parents. Be nice to your grandparents. Put shoes on your feet.
So your nighttime hours, you go up at 3 o'clock and then you gotta sleep upstairs, Mom?
Yeah. I wait for Dad to come up. See, he has to have a nap. And then when he wakes up, I say, okay, though, let's go up because I want him to put the boots on my legs. I can't do it myself.
Right. So he needs a nap down here first.
Right.
Well, the reason I need a nap because by the time we put if we had a better schedule, I wouldn't need it. But we don't get upstairs till about 2:30 in the morning. And by the time I'm finished taking care, getting done, it's after 3 o'clock.
And then you wake up before 5 to go to your thing.
At 4 o'clock, I go down, do exercises, and take a shower, and go to my Talmud thing.
So you're like a 24-hour man here.
That's the point. So I have to sleep before I take her upstairs.
Right.
That's how we really end up. I really am not happy with that schedule. I would rather get her upstairs earlier, and then we would have a
A lot
much
of
more.
times he'll go to sleep at 7 o'clock.
That's correct. There's
So
no
how
other
many,
way.
what time should I go up? 6 o'clock?
No, that's
if
hard.
we went up earlier, I wouldn't have
But
to
you're
go to
already
sleep.
asleep.
I wouldn't have to go to sleep at 7 o'clock.
He wasn't a nice person.
Oh, really?
He had about
Einstein?
3 or 4 wives. He was always cheating on his wives.
Who, Einstein? I think he had 2 wives.
He had more than 2. And he had girlfriends.
Right, we have mistresses. What?
Where'd you read see
Did you
this?
like him?
I don't think so. Really? I thought he had 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our show. And here are 2 contestants. No, sir, you're over there on the end.
Sorry.
Yes, representing Great Britain, the Umbrella Lady. On our left, Rosalind Skoff. And representing baseball on our right, Benson Skoff. Here are our 2 contestants in today's college trivia ball. Let's hear a round of applause from everybody. Yeah. We have a college trivia bowl where you're going to answer certain very important questions. And the judge will determine who was first. And now we're going to introduce our judge as soon as he gets to his assigned seat. Let's welcome our judge, Jared Skoff. Hey! Okay. Now, here are the rules. When you feel that you know the answer to the question, you see those spoons in front of you?
1 spoon.
You have to tap it so it makes a musical noise. That's right, Mom. That's right. Mom did it right. Dad, let me hear you. Okay. Now, whoever makes that noise first gets to answer the question. Everybody understand?
I decide.
We are now ready for our show to begin. First question. Get your pencil and spoons ready. What year did you get married? Yes. Oh.
Say the name here.
Grandpa.
1946.
He is correct. Very good. Now, you get a follow-up question that's only for Grandpa because he won the toss-up question, okay? Who won the World Series in 1946?
I have no idea.
The answer is the St. Louis Cardinals. You really should have known that. Okay, next question.
I wasn't here yet.
Next question.
They were the enemy.
That's right. Next question. In what year was... Mom, you have the spoon ready? Get your spoon ready. In what year... In what year was Tamima born? Who was first?
You.
Who? Say it.
Grandpa.
What's the name? What's the year?
1948.
You are correct. And the follow-up question.
Quick.
Follow-up question, just for Grandpa is, who won the World Series in 1948?
Don't know.
The Cleveland Indians. You really should know these things. Okay. Third question. Sit back, Jer. Sit back just a little bit. There you go. Thanks. Okay. Next question. Open to both of you. You ready?
Okay.
How many children did you two have together? Someone's got to make a noise. Yes, how many?
Grandma.
5.
5 is correct. And now the follow-up question.
How about separately?
That's my next question. How many children did you have individually?
5.
Individually. How many did you have? How many children did you two have not with each other?
0.
0 is correct. Okay.
Oh,
Now, next question. Next question. How many
Just a minute, you didn't give Grandma.
Yeah, hers was the individual question. And we're the judges here. You're just the contestant. You're not running this show. Okay. Next question. How many grandchildren do you have?
12.
Grandma's right. 12. Next question. Open to both of you. Open to both of you. How many tribes of Israel were there? Who was first? Grandma.
10 tribes.
I'm the buzzer.
Sorry. You didn't know it was wrong. Go ahead. Do the buzzer. Okay. How many?
Do the buzzer. Okay.
Grandma. Grandma can't believe it. How many, Grandpa?
12.
You are right. Okay. All right.
This is my hat.
Is it time for a commercial?
You know, actually, there were 13.
Well,
Isn't that
Time
there were
for
12 tribes. There were 13
commercial.
plots. Okay. Next question.
13 tribes.
Right.
Well, 13. Well, okay.
They don't count Joseph all the time. If
Okay.
you want to count Dean,
They
they're
never count
14.
Joseph. Why do you say
I
12?
think it's time for a commercial.
Joseph and
I think we're having one.
brother.
So therefore, we got
Next question. What main ingredient do you use to make latkes on Passover? Yes.
Matzah meat.
You are correct. You are correct.
We don't.
What main ingredient do you use to make latkes on Hanukkah?
Potatoes.
You are right.
You
You didn't ring. Okay. Next question.
disqualified.
Next question. When was the last time one of you went to the bathroom?
I came up with that.
That's correct. Somebody tap. When?
This morning.
When was the last time one of you went to the bathroom successfully? All right, no answer. Okay.
Now,
Yes,
Good
yes.
morning.
That's right.
Oh.
Don't put a pen here.
Next question.
Eat.
In what year was your first grandchild born? Somebody tap the cup. Yes.
1948.
In what year was your first grandchild born?
You better not say 48 or we're in trouble. 50, I think.
Grandchild?
1950.
Who was born then?
Wasn't that Ari?
No.
Grandchild.
He was born in 60. And so how could she be born in 50?
Wait.
I don't know what year.
All right.
No, wait a
Wait a
minute.
minute. Hold on.
I don't know what I'm talking about. She was born, to me, was born in 48. I don't know, what year was she married?
Jared, the buzzer.
I don't know.
The answer is, read the answer.
You're the
The top number up there.
1973.
1973
Here's the
was the year.
buzzer.
Okay, was the year the first grandchild was born. Well, that kind of makes superfluous the next question. In what year was your last grandchild born?
I don't know why it's the last.
Well, so far. Anybody know?
Babies. 2 babies.
That was the 98.
You are correct. 1998. Okay. Now, here are more questions.
What is it? February? So it's next month.
All right, we back.
There's the airplane.
Dad had an interest in 2 rabbinic pulpits that he never took, both in the state of New York. What were they?
New York.
Both in the state of New York. What were the 2 cities?
Probably Buffalo.
Yes?
What else? I don't think that was anything. Oh, there was something in where they had a stable where they used to meet. I forget the name of it. Remember I went out, was that New Jersey or New York?
You once told me White Plains, New York, you had an interest in.
Oh, yeah, right. I asked about it, but I never.
Okay, well, that's all right. Because of whose generosity did the 2 of you have the opportunity to go see a World Series game in person? Yes.
Mr. Rubenstein.
All right, Mr. Rubenstein. Okay, now, next question. Name by first name your 5 sons and daughters-in-law.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dad. You're on the spot now. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, name them.
Tamima.
No, your 5 sons and daughters-in-law.
My 5 sons and daughters-in-law. Okay.
Okay.
Sons. Oh, you mean I'm not allowed to mention my daughters?
No.
Oh, sons.
All in-laws. All the ones that married into the family.
So I say, so
Okay,
can
go
I
ahead.
start with a daughter?
Okay, go ahead.
He's asking you to do the in-laws.
No. Children.
No.
And-
Sons-in-law and daughters-in-law.
Oh, you don't want the
No.
my children?
No, I assume you know those. Although that may be a vague
That's a big
assumption.
assumption.
That's right. I may know my in-laws' children better than my
Okay.
Alan,
Mm-hmm.
Jane,
Mhm.
Roberta,
Mm-hmm.
Eli.
What's that fellow's name?
Randy. Is that everybody?
That's right. Let's give Dad a round of applause on this one.
Did you leave somebody else?
Now, one of the more difficult, thoughtful questions here is name the home cities of your 5 in-laws.
The home cities.
Of the 5 people you just mentioned.
Okay. Alan is Florida, and Jane is New York.
Cities.
Oh, cities, Jacksonville.
Right.
Jane is New York.
Mhm.
Well, Flushing, I think.
Right. Oh, that's even better.
Boston.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? New Rochelle
Mm-hmm.
and Boston.
Hey, give him another round of applause. Mommy's not so bad. Okay? Okay, as between the 2 of you, whose fault is it that you've lost money in the stock market?
Mom.
Ring. Mom, what's your answer?
We aren't losing right now.
Oh, that's true. Okay, here's a history question for 20. Where in Michigan did you and your family, before I was born, used to vacation in the 1950s?
In the 1950s.
Petoskey, Michigan.
Judges?
Right.
That's
My
what?
family never vacationed in Michigan.
What was the city you used to go to for the summer festival?
Holland.
Holland, Michigan. Okay. Okay. Now, your married life has most resembled which of the following TV shows? Okay? Listen to the 5 choices and choose. Get your spoons ready.
Okay.
Was it most like Love Boat? Happy Days? Bewitched? Wait. The People's Court? Or America's Most Wanted?
That's a good question.
Is there an answer?
Did Mom rang out the...
The Bewitched one. Okay. Okay, now, there's another question. Your married life has most resembled which of the following popular songs. Four choices. I Think I Love You, I Want to Hold Your Hand, A Hard Day's Night, or Help. Well,
We'll take help.
Help me!
okay. Education. Education question. All right. Which college did your children go to?
Wait,
We're talking undergraduate college.
that's not a hard question.
No.
Okay, go ahead. Quiz kids.
Karina went to Washington U.
Okay.
Avi went to NYU.
No,
Avi went to Columbia and
Right.
undergraduate.
Yeah.
Columbia.
Hillel went to Washington U. Josh went to Michigan. And Janina went to Pennsylvania.
Very good. Very good. What profession did you suggest every male child in this family to enter into?
We didn't suggest it.
Oh.
Mom suggested what profession children should not go into.
All right. Yeah, let's skip over this line of question. All right. What city, this is a Missouri question. What city in Missouri did Mark Twain write about?
Hannibal.
You are correct. Okay. In terms of your places in the families you were raised in what way are the two of you exactly the same?
The youngest.
You are correct. All right. In what year did you two go to Israel together?
1970.
You are correct. How old is Hillel right now?
$45.
You are correct. How old is Tamima right now? Avi right now.
49. No.
Right. Avi will be 49 this Saturday. And how old is Jonina right now?
37.
And how old am I right now?
You must be
39.
You are correct. Okay. Who was the manager of the St. Louis Cardinals in the late 1960s when they won their pennant?
Whitey Herzog.
No, it was before him.
In the 1960s.
Who was before Herzog? I don't know.
Number 2.
What do you mean?
His first name is the name of a color.
Red.
In fact, Mom's favorite color.
Red Shandy.
Right. Who was the manager of the Cardinals in the 80s when they won their pennants?
That's it.
30. What politician from Illinois was your choice for president in the 1950s?
Stevenson.
Right, Adlai Stevenson. That was before Dad started voting Republican, I think, right? Was it?
Yeah, he votes Republican, I vote Democrat.
Well, I don't vote Republican. I registered Republican. I don't vote Republican.
I believe you.
I'm totally
He
independent.
voted for Reagan.
I did, because I didn't want to vote for the other fellow. I wasn't going to vote for, who was running? Carter? Yes.
I voted for,
It was Carter versus Reagan, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
And at that moment, I wasn't going to vote for Carter.
We have it.
I didn't like Carter
Wasn't that what
either.
the Carter versus Reagan? At the end of Carter's administration, I saw he was not the man I'm going to vote for.
Okay, back to the show. What fast food place allows you two to order kosher comfortably by having a baked potato with plasticware?
Fast food place?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know any fast food place that does that.
A baked potato in silver foil, salad bar, plasticware.
There's no salad bar.
What are you talking about? Red Lobster?
No, fast food place.
We don't like them.
You always used to tell me you used to go to Wendy's because they had the baked potato.
Never.
I've been in Wendy's to get baked food. We stopped going because in Wendy's, though you can work it out to the heat stuff what they really advertise and push are the various kinds of things they put into baked potato, and all of those have no idea what they're putting in.
Okay, other question. We're down to our last few questions.
Okay.
Okay, we're ready with our last few questions. In the 1960s, what was the name of the kosher serving hotel in Florida we vacationed at
Sterling.
The Sterling Hotel. Next question. How old were you when Jonina was born?
40. No, 41. No, how old was I?
You were 39 years old.
You've been giving me a hard time ever since.
She was 37.
Yeah, you were born in 1922.
Right.
She was born in 1962, but in March. So that would make it 39. What soap opera?
You were still young.
What? Oh,
What?
that's okay. Go ahead. I want you to clarify this a little bit more. I realize I started speaking too soon. Ready? What soap opera did Mom watch with a nurse named Jessie all through the 60s and the 70s?
General Hospital.
Yes, very good, Mom.
Who's Jessie?
She was on that show.
Oh, you mean Jessie was in the show?
Right.
I thought Mom watched it with someone named Jessie. You have to be clear when you speak.
What was the name of the cleaning woman when I was a little boy? Two names come to mind. One was African American, and one was Irish Catholic.
Helen.
Helen was Irish Catholic.
She wasn't Irish.
No,
She was Romanian.
Romanian.
She was Romanian Irish.
That means that she was a different kind of Catholic also. Probably. Because Romanians are mostly Orthodox.
Well, I should leave the religious questions to you. And who was the one before Helen?
I don't know, that black lady would come every day.
Well, between her and Helen, you went through a lot of people, but then Helen was the right one after. But no, the one that I remember before Helen,
Heavy set girl?
Yeah, kind of heavy.
Henrietta.
Oh, Henrietta.
Yeah, Henrietta.
I like
Wanted to get out of that business, and she did.
I like Henry. I love
She got some kind of
Henrietta.
social work.
She got in with the government now. She said, I wouldn't know her. She got heavy because she doesn't do anything.
Do you still talk to her? She was a good lady. She was tough, you know, she kept us in
She
line.
didn't want to do that work.
Right.
For which I
I
didn't blame her.
talked her into
Yes, I know.
doing
You
it.
pushed her to go. You took every one of them. You've always encouraged them to go to school or to try to get something better. But she didn't want to do this at all.
Yeah.
Oh, she was
And
good.
she got out.
She was such a good worker.
Okay.
No more questions?
Well, what gangster movies did Dad always watch Saturday afternoons
I
after
did.
synagogue?
I never liked gangster movies.
Don't worry. The Aguda's not going to see this film. Come on. Who was the star every Saturday after synagogue?
Dick Tracy?
No. Humphrey Jimmy Cagney on Saturday afternoon
Never.
eating a cheeseburger. Dad would sit and watch those. No, you did. You did. But it doesn't matter. It was before you went to Daf Yomi, so we won't mention it. Okay.
This is recorded in tape.
I know. It's slanderous. It's slanderous.
Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
gonna- yes, that's right.
Which...
I thought we were going to sell this to the public, and now I can't do it.
That's right. Where would we go for a kosher meal in the 1960s?
In the 1960s,
In St. Louis.
kosher meal.
The old folks.
The old folks home. And who would be the 2 or 3 I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Helen to tell Elon.
Yeah, go ahead.
That was how I looked forward to going. I wouldn't have to cook supper that day.
Well, you could have, even if we didn't go out, you could have if they had to cook that night. Okay. Who would be the names of the families that we would go to eat in their house a kosher meal in the 1960s?
Evelyn Gross.
Exactly. That's the name. Stuffed cabbage.
Is that what you meant?
Delicious. Had it before till then.
She's a good cook.
First time I had stuffed cabbage. Okay. What are all the names of the places that Tamima has lived in?
Oh, come here,
Yeah.
Well, St. Louis,
Right?
Mountain View, California,
Mm-hmm.
It's all high tech now. We'll see.
Almost.
New Haven,
Yes.
and Pittsburgh.
Right. In addition to Austin, Grand Rapids, Duluth. Yeah. Okay, the final question. Hey everybody, it's the final question.
Yay!
Okay, final question is, your life together has been the most like which of the following famous books?
Books.
Ready? 3 choices.
Wait.
War and Peace.
There you got it. The best one.
Man is Not Alone. That's a Heschelian book. And Brave New World.
The first.
Brave New World.
Answer is Brave New World. Because certainly you would never have seen all the new things in your life together. Am I right?
Right.
Am I right?
I guess so.
Okay. And on that note, let's say thank you to our contestants, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're signing off. We're going to hug and kiss the contestants. Jared, go and thank them. Congratulate them like a judge does.
Go ahead, Grandma.
Hug them. Yeah, say goodbye. Say congratulations. And Eden going to do it?
Go hug Grandma.
Go hug Grandma and Grandpa.
Come here, little sweetheart. I found her in the bed with me.
And Grandpa. Hug Grandpa.
Grandpa. Grandma. She loves Grandma. Get
Here,
Grandpa.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. And so we end as we began, with unanswered questions and new discoveries at the Skoff home. Hoping that as this day ends, so will many other nighttime adventures continue until next time. Jared, the message is